Hello! Welcome to the reading vlog. When I first started filming for this vlog, I thought that it was going to be just like a June overall reading vlog and that I would have all these books that I could talk about. But then I got really busy, and so I really only read a couple books this month. One of those books, though, as you can tell by the title, was Red Rising. I have been seeing it everywhere. Everybody recommends this book. Everyone says consistently that Red Rising, book one, is good, but that the rest of the series is excellent. And so I'm really excited to dive into this. You're going to see me reading this throughout the month, and then I'll do a little wrap up of my thoughts on it. Hey! I'm reading my book. You're gonna read your book. Little blue truck came down the road. Beep, said Blue to the big green toad.
Blue yes?
Yeah, Blue says beep beep.
Ooh.
And vroom, you're right. That was so sad. We're only in chapter 6, what the heck? I'm not excited about where this is headed. For those who've read this, I am in chapter 19, the passage right at the end. Oh. Not his wife's name every time. I can't take it anymore. Not gonna lie, I am at page 147 and it's feeling extra Hunger Gamesy right now. It says, there are roughly 15 kids who have that same quiet gleam in their eye. Not evil, just excited. Those are the ones to watch because they're the born killers. It's like... I knew it. Ugh. Boo to her. Boo. Oh my word. This stinks. Oh man, that stinks. Stinks for him. I'm on page 369. The last chapter. Here we go. I know I'm probably gonna find out in the next few pages, but what? I'm so confused. I don't know if you can trust this person. I don't know. Wait, I'm so confused. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if we're supposed to retrust this person again for the last few pages and then get it ripped away again. I only have a few more pages left. Oh, I only have. I'm so close. This whole last chunk is actually the next book. Oh man, if they find out. If they find out, it could be game over. Dang. And that's why it's called Red Rising. That was pretty good. Pretty darn good. Okay, so I finished Red Rising. It took me forever just because every single time that I would. Can you hear the frogs? Anytime that I would pick this book up to read it, I'd get a few pages in and then something would come up. We made it through, finally, and I want to talk about it. So, for starters, everybody describes Red Rising as Hunger Games in space. I love Hunger Games. I was obsessed. I did like trivia nights with my school Hunger Games club. Yeah, that's how deep I was into it. I didn't take that comparison seriously when I went into this book. When I started those first few chapters, I was like, oh, like I have this idea of what I think it's going to be like. And then it ended up being very Hunger Games. It grips you from the beginning to the point that literally 6 chapters in, I was crying over a character that I just been introduced to. From that point on, from that emotional turn, I was so invested in this mission that he was to embark on. So, but then the turn that it takes you to this other place, and I love the place that it goes, and I wanted to live in that place. We are yanked so quickly out of that. Even when the like institute and stuff was introduced, I expected the institute to be so incorporated into this city and world that we were in that was giving kind of like the capital vibes. So I had to make an adjustment of my expectations. When Dancer's telling Darrow that like people didn't even make it past the carving, I expected there to be all this build up to the carving. I didn't expect for the carving to be like right there. And oh, and you know, he survived. I loved the chapters about the carving and the training and all of that. My expectations were we were going to see him in the school and rising through the ranks of this school setting. That's what I was picturing, and like and he would still be living in the city and everything. What I got was not bad. It was just different. And so I had to pivot. Once we get through the passage and they get placed in their houses and they're in this landscape, I start to see the terminology of this map play out. I was expecting city and we ended up in the woods. The woods and mountains. I did make that adjustment in my mind and I started to enjoy it more as we got introduced to more and more characters. And there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people with names and personalities, and you become attached to certain ones, rightfully so, because then they rip them away from you. I like how in the house competition, we got to see how everything unfolded from Darrow's perspective, and that he was kind of ahead of everybody for the most part, except for in the ways that, like, obviously he wasn't. I had so much trust in Darrow's discernment and his understanding of the way that it all works that when he was wrong, it took me off guard. Something that was really had me so conflicted in this book is how he did have friendships form among these people that are just generally his enemy. I don't want to say they don't know any better because the thing that we have to come to terms with is that they all went through the passage. And that is so rough, man. Oh gosh, because you start to care about them. Like for Darrow, he had his reasons for needing to get through the passage because the whole point of him being there is to have justice for his people. And so something like that couldn't stop him. But all the rest of them, the decision seemingly is selfish and for themselves. And I want to know more about Titus. That's all I want to know. I want to know how he ended up there. You can't just drop a reveal like that and then I don't know if we get a backstory, but if you've already read it, please don't spoil it for me. My favorite character, my favorite character is Severo. Severo, I love Severo's ultimate trust in Darrow as a leader and how he quietly serves him loyally all the way through, even though he knows about the tumultuous relationship, that relationship, quote unquote, between Darrow and Severo's dad. Like, that he basically takes Darrow's side, and it is kind of hilarious. I hope that we get to see more of Severo. I don't know if we will, because I have no idea what to expect at this point. I know that we have to see more of Mustang and the Jackal because of how it all ended. I'm excited about the next part because we kind of gotten out of the house competition and the setting that we were in. So I kind of am hoping that we end up in the city and more of like the institute. It definitely didn't end the way that I thought it was going to end. I had like a ho 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 moment at the end when Darrow makes the decision that he is going to keep his enemy close, like keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That is the decision that he makes. I think it's going to make for a more interesting dynamic in the next book. Like he's going to have to not be found out and work directly with his main number one enemy. He boils my blood. Yes, what is my overall ranking of this book? I'll say it's like a 4.5. I think that's where I'm going to land. A 4.5. I'm realizing that I love this genre. If you know of any other series that are in this genre, then let me know. And stay tuned for the next book vlog that's going to come up soon. I don't know when, but soon. All right, bye. My husband's coming in. Say hi, husband.
Hi, husband.
He's reading Red Rising right now, too. What do you think so far? You are in you're on page 23. I'm only laughing because I know what's coming. Do I embarrass you?
Yes.